Oh yes. Haya, sema Siwanski, sema
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to MJR YouTube channel for today's political analysis. The eagerly awaited Jubilee Delegate National Conference took place today at Ngong Racecourse, and the man whom many were yearning to listen to his voice after a long period of time, former President Uhuru Kenyatta, who is also the Jubilee Party leader, was present and he spoke to the nation. There was an excitement around his appearance at the conference. But there are a lot of activities that took place today within the political ecosystem. ODM was celebrating their 20th anniversary in Kisii. PLP of Martha Karua was also holding delegate conference. UDA were doing their women empowerment in Western Kenya. And a lot of activities were taking place within the political environment. Therefore, the whole nation was just about politics. The atmosphere was overtaken by political events. Let me now focus to the Jubilee NDC.
I have both lost elections and won elections, taking each in my stride, learning that in politics, you can never be led by bitterness, anger, or hate. That only deviates you from your mission and vision. Wale wanataka kuendelea na matusi, hiyo ni shauri yao. Sisi hatuna chuki na mtu. Tunapenda nchi yetu.
Uhuru Kenyatta, during his speech, he tackled many of the issues. But one question was not answered in his speech. But for those who are very keen and careful, can or extract, the response to the expectation of many people. This one needs very keenness. And for those who are interested in getting the answers from Uhuru Kenyatta's speech about Matiang'i factor, were to be very careful. Yes, the question was answered, but not directly, about his candidacy and the Jubilee's decision to support Fred Okengo Matiang'i. But before I go into that, ladies and gentlemen, allow me to invite whoever is coming across this channel for the first time to take a moment, a minute or two, to subscribe to our YouTube channel. And to our subscribers, I want to take this opportunity to appreciate your support, because if it wasn't your support, this channel would have not been where it is at the moment. So thank you for choosing MJR. I don't just speculate. I take my time to analyze the points in which I want to address. When Uhuru Kenyatta was giving his speech today, people were very keen to follow on what he's going to say. And among the things he talked about during his speech was the work that has been done so far with the UDA government and the mistakes that the UDA government have committed so far so good. And one of the things that I came to realize that the Jubilee Party has never forgiven William Samoei Ruto's government is to try and rob the party away from Uhuru Kenyatta and his allies to give it to Sabina Chege and the rest. That is one thing that I came to realize the Jubilee Party will never forgive William Ruto. Another issue that I came to realize that Jubilee Party has never forgiven William Ruto, I will never, is the decision by William Ruto to cancel all the projects that the Jubilee Party had started. William Ruto seems to have forgotten where Uhuru Kenyatta had left the government, and he decided to start afresh. And one of the examples that Uhuru Kenyatta mentioned was the issue of Linda Mama, the universal health coverage, the school fee program, among other things that he mentioned during his speech. Jubilee today also took that opportunity to remind Kenyans where they came from and why it was formed. Jubilee also tried to tackle the issue of tribalism and regional politics. And they say that their party is not a party of a certain region or a certain tribe, but rather a national party. Uhuru Kenyatta also reminded Kenyans that in election there is winning and losing. And having gone through those, he have a rich history in Kenyan politics. But now, let me say something about the expectations of many people and the consequences or the effect of today's National Delegate Conference. First, people had expected that in today's delegate conference, Fred Matiang'i was going to be unveiled as the presidential candidate of the Jubilee. And I can say that, of course, yes, it was done technically if you listen to Uhuru Kenyatta's speech and the kind of or a choice of the candidate the Jubilee Party would want to support, and the choices of their party, the qualities of their candidate fitted one man, Fred Okengo Matiang'i. Because for those who followed his speech will remember that there's somewhere I said that they want a person who is not a thief, who cannot steal the public resources. And that is one of the qualities that many people have been saying that Fred Matiang'i have. So in that way, they are endorsing Fred Matiang'i's candidacy. Looking at the sitting position during that NDC, Fred Matiang'i and Uhuru Kenyatta and Jeremiah Kioni were sitting side by side. That to show the rank of Matiang'i in that party. The issue of giving Matiang'i or naming Matiang'i as the deputy party leader of the party, that one did not take place as many would have expected. The issue of handing over the party to Matiang'i did not take place, and that will not take place soon. Having listened to the speech and having followed that event, that shows that Uhuru Kenyatta still remains the Jubilee Party. And I want to tell you the reason why I support the move to retain Uhuru Kenyatta as the party leader. This will give Matiang'i an ample time to campaign freely and without any pressure from any person. Because doubling up as the party leader and also as presidential candidate comes with a lot of responsibilities and duties, which may lower his speed of campaign and time. Therefore, when Uhuru Kenyatta remains the party leader, Matiang'i will have the ample time and resources and structures to campaign, because the rest of the party issues will be handled by the party leader and other party leadership and party organs. Then another effect from this meeting today is that if Matiang'i, if Jubilee Party will enter into registration spree, as they have said, led by Uhuru Kenyatta, this will affect the DCP party. DCP party is banking in the Mount Kenya vote-rich region, and that is where Uhuru Kenyatta comes. And remember, Uhuru Kenyatta has reminded the people of the mountain that I told you and I gave you the direction in which to follow. But you did not listen to me. You listened to the stories and theories about the Aslas versus the dynasties. And now look where you are. You are played. So he is giving them another chance through Jubilee Party. I do not think if they will follow DCP party leader Gachagu, who led them astray in the last election, but I think they would rather choose to listen to Uhuru Kenyatta this time around. And Uhuru Kenyatta has nothing to lose, and that is why I say that he's speaking very little nowadays, and also he's choosing what he says. And if you follow the choices of his words, are strictly politics and are strictly towards 2027, and they were weighty political matters. And if anyone was to analyze these politics in a sober mind, Uhuru Kenyatta said that Jubilee will remain in Azimio until such a time when the party will make a decision or otherwise. So if a party will make a decision to work with the like-minded individuals, who are these like-minded individuals? He, as a party leader or as the spokesperson of the NDC, I have not seen him saying that they have joined the united opposition. And you can also see why the united opposition led by Kalonzo Musyoka were on the other side, joining Martha Karua together with JB Muturi, Rigathi Gachagua, and Mithika Lenturi. And Fred Matiang'i was the only key figures in the united opposition who attended the Jubilee NDC. So this has answered some of the questions you people would have wanted to ask. That which party Fred Okengo Matiang'i would use to vie? It is strictly Jubilee. And you could see the color which he adorned today is the Jubilee party color. Fred Matiang'i has attended many party meetings since he came back from US. And this is the first time he is putting on a party color. And in the recent interview, he said that he aligned himself with the Jubilee Party policies, having served as a cabinet minister within or under Uhuru Kenyatta's reign, which is the Jubilee Party reign. So he identified himself and he aligned himself with the ideas of, or the principle of the Jubilee Party. So there is no question on to which party Matiang'i would want to join. Matiang'i is a full member of the Jubilee. And from the look of things, because it is the Jubilee Party who wooed him from his foreign job to come back to the country to lead them. And they say that they will support Matiang'i. And Matiang'i is their candidate no matter or regardless of the party in which he will be. So I believe from where I sit that Matiang'i is the candidate of the Jubilee, and the Jubilee is the party of Fred Okengo Matiang'i. The rest will be answered later. So from today's NDC, those are what the NDC has given us. Those are what we could read, and those are what the party's position at the moment. So ladies and gentlemen, thank you for taking your time, and may God bless you.